Alright, let's see where we are. So here we've got our arbor, and that's just plus on ½ inch, which we tailored to suit the bore of the square bar. And then we've got the 7/8 20. Now what I've got here is I just happen to have 2 fibre washers that are a nice fit. I was going to make some thin brass bushings, but the fibre washer, I think, particularly when it's just lightly oiled, will give us a little bit of drag, shall we say. And there's going to be about 1 1/8 inch spare of the end here to make up a boss. And once I've got positioned for a center point, we'll get the mill on here and put a flat, and then the 1 inch stuff I used originally, we'll take a chunk off that, we'll bore it out, cross drill, set screw, and drill for a handle. So there's quite a bit to do, but anyway, this can go in here. It's got a slight tight spot, which is not a bad thing. It's just slightly there, just gets slightly tight. And then we'll put the head on. And I might use some temporary thread locking on that to try and keep it from loosening. So there we are, we've got that working quite nice. There's no slop in that at all. I've also brought the because of the shoulder on the back here and the fibre washer, I've brought the square bar back into the tool post just a smidge, because I'm fairly close to my limit on coming back on the cross slide and the compound. So just looking here, and I'm going to zoom in a bit. Alright, hoping the camera stays put, it's perched somewhat. So now we've got, I haven't worked out the radius that this would do. That I think would do about, well, you can more or less tell actually, because we're going to have to do a test, aren't we? Let's just touch the end. That would be, in theory, 1 1/4 ball. We've got plenty of travel left on here. Slightly unfortunately, my adjustment is this side and not this, which is slightly annoying. So after each pass I'll have to go in from here and just add or subtract whatever. Alright, so the next thing is to just put a flat on the end of this, having marked it up, and then make a handle and boss. Alright, I hope the sound level's adequate. I've cheated, I've left the camera near the lathe and I've zoomed into the mill just to cover this little stage, which isn't very complicated. Just going to put a flat on here. Make sure the workpiece is tight enough, just to be sure. take a few thou more, not very much. That gives me about a 3/8 flat, which ain't quite adequate. Not that you can necessarily hear me from all that distance, but it's so we just got that flat on there, should be quite adequate. Now I've got to make a boss and set up a handle. Okay, just facing that off, I just turned the outside. It was fractionally out of true. So we'll start a centre there. We'll drill through for, I've got to remember what the distance is now, about 1.25 inches, something like that. I'll check that. We'll drill that out. And then we'll cross drill for a set screw and leave ourselves enough meat at the end there to drill to take a handle. Well, I found a Morse drill here, 13.5, which is rather convenient, but it'll leave me about 2 thou shy. It might actually be drilling a smidgen oversize. You'll notice I'm just doing the last 50 thou here, and although it's, as far as I know, a factory grind, it's pretty apparent that the cutting faces are not totally symmetrical. See the difference? As far as I know, it's never been reground, but otherwise it's doing quite a good job. So let's see what depth we've got. I'm looking for 115 nominal on the edge of the cut, and that's about 10 thou shy, but I've got a fibre washer. Alright, I think that's okay. There you are, it did drill oversize. That's damn near perfect, actually. I mean, it's probably a thou or so plus. I must remember that drills plus. It was actually quite useful, to be honest. So I'm just going to break that edge, chamfer that, and then we'll take this piece off and do some cross drilling. I cheated on this and took it out and used the bandsaw. It's a bit too thick to use parting tool. I haven't got one long enough, I don't think. I'm just facing this off, tidy it up, put a chamfer on that edge, then we can get on with some cross drilling. think that'll be enough. Let's make sure I haven't missed anything. Now, I can't remember actually what the lighting was on the last shot. I've got this extra tungsten light which I don't need drastically. Sometimes I forget it's on, and then you're going to get a very orange sort of colour temperature. So anyway, I'm going to put get a bit of chamfer on here. It may chatter a bit, in which case I'll finish it by hand. Probably get away with that. Yeah, that's okay. Might just polish that very slightly and then get on with the cross drill. I'm actually going to do the cross drilling last of all. I think I just decided to get some thread on some 3/8 rod here and get that prepared first. See if I've got enough on here. I've actually got a spare. I've actually got a spare knob, which I took off something I'd made. This is not very. I think that thread's got to be cut just a little bit tighter. I usually do that, to start off slack and then adjust the die down. Alright, don't laugh. I got the thread wrong. Yeah, this was one I did for the quick change tool post, and I put a plastic knob on at the moment. I thought, oh, that'll do nicely. No, this is my old favourite British BSF. I'm making a new little knob for that, and eventually hopefully we'll put a ball on it. Let's get some thread on the other end. Not sure quite, I don't think I need a whole lot actually. Probably about another 1/4 inch. It's don't need a whole lot. I will another couple of turns. I can always reduce the length. There we go. It's back to the 1 inch. It's in my little piece that's left. This will make a handle knob anyway. I'll just finish facing that off. Let's break that edge in a minute and we'll drill that out and put some thread on it for my 3/8 rod. Get the right thread this time. Oh, here's the knob I didn't think I'd have to make. I've drilled and tapped the other end. I've just cut it and just facing off. That should do alright. It's got to get a chamfer on there. Then we'll get on with some cross drilling and we might be nearly finished. Well, I've spared you all the drilling and tapping. You've seen it before. But the boss, there's the boss for the end of the arbor or shaft, whatever you want to call it. So we got we're drilled out here for the handle, set screw which is about 1 millimeter or two too long. I'll probably get a shorter one later, and then the bore of that. So we've got this back in position. I haven't lubed it as yet. Now I want the fibre washer, and we'll take this up and I haven't put any thread lock on there yet. So what I'm going to try and do is give a bit of a squeeze and get the set screw. This set screw is way too long. My gosh, yeah, I thought it's actually about 5 millimeters too long. Anyway, I can get a short one. And then the handle, pretty basic. We made the new knob. Now we'll get that in. Now these fibre washers are giving quite good friction. And I like that, and because the cross slide and compound are so far back to get clear to the work line, in fact still to come back even more. I haven't put a dummy piece in. Let me zoom back a bit. Alright, so there we are. So that's the beginning of a cut. And that'll take us right the way down to the other side. And then because I saw somebody else using one of these little boring bars, of course basically the cut is primarily on that direction, and then if there's not much of a reverse cut, and then adjustment on the oh, I've got the quite useful if I had the right Allen key, wouldn't it? Alright, well, I'm sort of out of time. I've got a load of video clips from doing all this, so I'm going to put this together and leave you in suspenders to see whether it's damn thing's going to work. It better had work. So I'll try and get set up to do something approximating a decent ball turn. So just close up again, there it is. And as I say, this, I haven't reset this very much, but this at the moment would probably make that's about 1.25 inches ball. So we can obviously go quite a bit bigger, and I think much will depend on whether the tooling is adequate. I may have yet got to grind a radius on that. These have a very sharp cut. So guys, there you are. You can wait with bated breath to see if I can turn a damn ball, which I'll do in the near future when I get the time, but I want to put this together, the video clips, lots of them, which covers the basic build, and that was the main thing. And then later on when I get to it, we'll show you hopefully a decent result. And if you got this far, thanks for watching as usual.